right, we're going to go ahead and begin with this last section called two-way tables. This is kind of fun, actually. So a two-way table is used to display and observe relationships between two sets of categoric data. Categoric. It's an E. So those are like names of things, not numbers, like names. Like favorite sports, or favorite class, or anything like that. So a two-way table shows us the frequency or number of times that something occurs. And we're gonna, you definitely need a calculator for this. So this is easy, but you need to add these things up. So Lexi conducted a survey and asked participants whether they were male or female and if they preferred summer or winter. You can observe the results in this two-way table below. Add each row or column to complete the totals, then use the table to answer the questions. So go ahead and complete these, looking totals here, totals here, totals here, and here. Go ahead and fill these out for you. You can do them on your own and check them. You can stop this and make sure yours is correct. So right now we're just talking about frequency. Okay, so how many males were surveyed? So I look at, this one is an actual row. So make sure you know these are rows and these are columns. How many males were surveyed? 50. How many females? 50. How many total people were surveyed? So this is the total of total. So that's 100. How many people said they prefer summer? So that's a column. So that's 58. Winter was 42. How many females? So specifically females. So I'm just going to look at females prefer winter. 15. How many males say they prefer summer? 23. So there's two different ways to kind of, oh, you can't see that. Is just think of it. One of these is just the frequency, and then we're going to do the relative frequency, two different things. Okay. All right. So on this one, we're going to make the whole thing here based on this. So siblings. Martin, several students asked if they had siblings. So it's yes or no. So, and then which had a one-story or two-story home. So go ahead and start filling this out. Actually, I think I'm going to skip this. I'm skipping that. We're skipping this. So let's say that takes too long. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Okay, we're going to jump to this. I want you to go ahead and fill this out. So, based on the information, there's 50, subtract 23, so that means there's 27 here. Add these two together to get 42, I think is right. And then 58 minus what gives me 23? I think it's 35. Add these together here, I get 100. Subtract and I get 50. All right, do this one. Go ahead and fill that one out on your own. Seems like I made a mistake here, and so I'm going to put you on pause because I have somebody at my door. Hold on. Okay, sorry, Tanner was at the door. Needed to get some information. All right, so here, let's go ahead and complete this one. 100 here, 70 here, 360 here. I was wondering if I made any mistakes because I remember I felt like I really did make a mistake somewhere along the road here. So we're going to use the two tables to answer A through C. So how many more left-handed people said they liked pancakes than waffles? So how many left-handed people said they liked pancakes than waffles? Pancakes to waffles, that would be 20. How many more brunettes said they would prefer the beach to the mountains? So brunette, beach to mountains. So 58 minus 42 is 16. And then how many more right-handed people, so where are my right-handed people, said they prefer waffles, 27, than left-handed people? So 27 minus 15. So basically it's just learning how to read these. Okay. Next is relative frequency. So this is a little bit different. So while frequency is the number of times something occurs, so that was just a number. It was just like a number 15, 20, 28, whatever it is. Relative frequency tells us the number of times something occurs compared to the total. And then we turn them into percents. So relative frequency is a percent or a ratio. Okay. Calculating to find relative frequency, so we set up the ratio of part to total, then convert that to a percent. Read your questions carefully to determine whether the total is referring to the entire table or to a specific row or column. In a survey of 50 people, so that's my total, right there should tell you that's 50 people, right? 23 of those answered that their favorite ice cream flavor was vanilla. What is the relative frequency? If you said, what is the frequency, it would just be 23. But since it's a relative frequency, it turns into a fraction, ratio, and then you're going to turn that into a percent. So take this and multiply it by 100, and you get 46%. This next part, go ahead and fill out the table. And then we have questions on the other side, which is kind of a bummer because it's not on the same page. Okay, let's try to answer these questions. Of the people surveyed, what is the relative frequency of people who floss regularly? So let's go back and see how many people of the people surveyed. So you read this first thing. So how many total people were surveyed? 100 people were surveyed. How many of those floss regularly? So that's a column, so that's 32. I'm sorry, that's a row, that's 32. So that's our 32% because it's already over 100. Okay. Of the people who own a gym membership, so let's see how many people own a gym membership. That's 45. That's my 45. So I'm going to look at the people who have a gym membership only. Of those 45, what is the relative frequency of who floss regularly? Looks like 21. Multiply by 100 and I get 47%. Of the people who do not own a gym, so I'm looking at people who do not own a gym membership, that's 55. Of those 55, what is the frequency, relative frequency of people who floss? So of the people with no gym who does not floss, I'm sorry, what is the relative frequency of people who do floss regularly? 11. Percentage, 20%. Now, Does there seem to be a relative relationship between people who own a gym membership and people who floss regularly? So what you're doing is you're comparing numbers 4 to 5. So these are people who floss but have gym membership. These are the people who floss and don't have a gym membership. As you can tell, the people with a gym membership floss more. You're comparing the 47 is greater than the 20%. That's what you need to know. All right, we got another one. This should go by fast. Let's go to another page. Why, yes it does. I don't think I needed all this. This is interesting. Okay. No wonder this packet was so big. So let's go ahead and do this. Fill the chart out. I think these are kind of fun. I think this is where I made my mistake. I think, is that supposed to be a 39? Yes. This plus this, is that 62? Okay. Let's answer the questions. Liz wanted to see if there was any association between people who have kids and people who have pets. The 2A table shows her results from a survey. Complete the blank spaces, which we just did. Of the people who were surveyed, so that's total surveys, what is the relative frequency of people who have pets? So have pets. So 64 out of 125. The reason we like percents is because we understand percents and we can compare them very easily. Of the people who have kids, so of these kids, of this total 63, what is the relative frequency of people who have pets? So that would be the 41, that's 65%. Of the people who do not have kids, so that's no kids out of the total of 62, how many of them have pets? No kids, pets, 23. So that's 37%. So does there seem to be an association between people who have kids, so that's C, and people who have pets? Yes. Much higher percent. I am comparing 65 is greater than 37. Okay, so use this I see what I did. Okay, I'm going to go back. We're not doing this back page. So what I want to ask you, if I was saying frequency, so what is the frequency of people who have no kids? So this is just frequency of no kids. I'm going to write this. Frequency. Do you see this? Nope. Frequency, no kids. Okay, so the frequency of no kids is just 62. We're going to break for a sec. See how many times I can get interrupted. Frequency with no kids is 62. The relative frequency, I know we're squeezing it in here, relative frequency is the 62 out of 125, which is 51%. I think I rounded those differently. Anyway, so this is the difference. So frequency is just a number. Relative frequency is a percent. All right, I think that's all I really need to teach you on this. The rest of it was just too much.